Wow. Oh, think of a fun fact. A fun fact about fourth grade. Pow, 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 ping, poo, poo. Tell me something about yourself. It's the Kind of Nerdy Girls podcast. Fandom, fun, funny. Choo, choo, choo. Pow, 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 pow. Starring producer Jonna.
Hey, live from Kansas.
Woo woo.
I don't have a fun fact about the fourth grade. I have one about when I was in the fifth grade.
Okay, go ahead.
I had this teacher. Her name was Mrs. Shanks. She got a bunch of names of a lot of the soldiers, and we wrote letters to them to be pen pals and stuff.
Choo, 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 pow, 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 ping, poo. Joining us from the Kinda Nerdy Dudes podcast, it's producer Patches. Pow, 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 choo.
Hi,
We got
everybody.
a celeb on here.
Oh, you're all right.
Crossover.
Right. My fourth grade fun fact is my fourth grade teacher, Mrs. Cross. I grew up with her living across the street from my Aunt Cheryl, and I couldn't get away with a damn thing in school.
Poo,
No.
choo, choo, pow, pow, ping, ping, poo, poo, choo. And I am your host. My name's KJ. And in fourth grade, I cut my own hair, and you can tell in my school photo. It's the worst.
I need you to post that school photo, please. I get that.
All right, so we talk nerdy things, basically what we're doing in our nerdy lives. We share all of that every day, 24/7 in the Kinda Nerdy Network, which is on Facebook. When we are, I think we're within 100 people of hitting that 1,000 mark. And when we hit the 1,000 mark, it'll be the great Chris Evans giveaway. Chris Evans movies, I should say, we have not been authorized to give.
We're giving away Chris Evans.
Oh,
No, we're giving them to me. What do you mean?
I say, yeah, someone's got to have dibs on him, right?
If Chris Evans is available to give away, we are keeping him for ourselves.
We do not share.
That's okay to be a hoarder in that situation.
Exactly.
The big talk going on in the nerdy world. And we'll get to, Jonna, is it going to be, have you been crying or have you been angry? Or do we need to do both?
A little bit more crying.
Okay, so we have a segment called the What's Got Jonna Weeping, and but sometimes she's mad, so then it's What's Got Jonna Angry. So we're gonna go with weeping, so that'll be coming up. But Umbrella Academy was the talk of the town and the Kind of Nerdy Night In.
Yes, it
on
was.
Friday night.
It was hard because not everyone had seen it, and we learned that we needed to do little breakout rooms from the Kind of Nerdy Night In because half the people wanted to talk about season 2, and the other half were like, no.
And people nerds are so nice. The people at the Kind of Nerdy Network are so nice. That, but Bonnie was like, just put me in the waiting room until you're done. I'm like, no, well, you joined us. We'll figure out a way to talk about this. But I think that isn't that really, it's sort of a new, first world problem, and that we all binge things and watch things differently. It's not like you get that episode one week and it's a cliffhanger and everybody is like, oh my gosh, we can't wait until next week. You're talking to someone who's on season 1, episode 4, and someone who's finished all 3 seasons, and someone that's on season 2. I'm not necessarily talking about Umbrella Academy because there's only 2 seasons, but
Well,
just in case I get someone on YouTube, it's like, KJ, it's not a 3rd season yet.
What do you mean YouTube? We're not going there.
We're definitely not on YouTube.
Oh, you guys, we're on YouTube. You just can't see us.
Yes.
So there's a Kind of Nerdy Girls channel. And actually, you can watch a lot of our interviews with the Supernatural cast, the ones that we did at Supernatural Con here in Indy. You can watch them. I have posted the one with the video with Chad Michael Collins from Call of Duty Modern Warfare, who is going to be rejoining our show. So we're working on that. So there are some that you can watch, but mostly every episode will be on YouTube. Michelle from the Kind of Nerdy Network listens on YouTube, and the entire time she's listening, she's commenting on the things that we say. So I can tell where she's at in the episode because I'm getting updates on her comments. I really love it. So if you listen on YouTube and you want to comment in real time to the episodes, know that it sends me like a text. So essentially, you can listen to the Kind of Nerdy Girls and text me while you're listening.
I love it.
I should have told everyone that.
I know your phone's just going to be blowing up because everyone's listening to us on YouTube.
Right.
Yep. So we agreed that this week, no matter where everybody is in the Umbrella Academy, that we are 4 weeks out. So we can talk about it. We could openly from start to finish. If there's spoilers, there's spoilers. So we've got that.
Has it really been a month since that came out?
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah. It's 4
3 weeks.
3 weeks.
Yeah,
It'll
so
be
next
out.
week will be 4.
Next week it'll be 4 by the Kind of Nerdy Night In.
The way everyone's talking about it, I thought it'd only been out for 2 weeks.
No, everybody's just breezing through it. And I saw Jennifer Rebecca in the Kind of Nerdy Network was giving out her theories already on what season 3 is going to be. I mean, I didn't expect to get through season 2 and be so excited. I was like, we're going to give this we enjoyed the first season. Let's see what happens in the second season, And it was like,
it just kicked
damn,
right away.
We're going to blow through this. And then when do we get another season?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, again, that, going back to that point of, people just binging it through, like what we did. I mean, we watched all 10 episodes and, split between 2 days. But even shows like The Mandalorian and stuff like that, where they release once a week, a lot of people, they'll hold off on watching it to where they can just binge, 4 or 5 episodes at a time, as opposed to, keeping it up on a weekly basis.
I think that's a better way to binge because, I mean, when I watched Riverdale, I watched that whole season of Riverdale just straight through, and I literally couldn't even tell you what happened.
Yeah.
That's why I watched it all, and it went by so fast, and then I was done. I was like, what happened? What is going on?
That's Jonna. I just rewatched The Boys because The Boys season 2 is coming out September 4th. And it's so weird to think that that's a couple weeks away. That September's almost here. But I rewatched it and there was nothing in it that I was, shocked about. I don't remember this happening, but I also couldn't tell you what happened. I was like,
exactly.
I'm really, really excited for season 2. I wish I could remember what I liked about season 1.
That's how I feel about the last few episodes of Supernatural too. I watched all of them, and then at the end, you guys were like, something happened with Jack, and I'm like, damn, what did happen with Jack? I legitimately can't remember what happened because I watched it so fast.
Oh God, you're gonna make me cry.
I haven't watched it.
I think I'm just gonna have to go back and watch that last episode. That way I can figure it out because I just watched it so fast, and at the end I was like, what happened?
and the thing is, I mean, being completely honest, I don't remember exactly what it was that was it. There was a revelation. It wasn't a big action thing that happened. They were figuring something out that then devastates Jack, and I couldn't tell you what it is, but I have burned into my brain. I mean, Alex Calvert did such a great job of acting that it's burnt into my brain and my heart how much it hurt to see Jack like that.
And he gets so sad. I'm like, oh my God, somebody give him a hug.
I know.
Oh, it just hurts me. It hurts me so bad when he gets hurt because Alex Calvert does such a good job of showing those emotions. Not even just his face, but his body language and the way he speaks. I was like, oh, A+.
It's almost like you mimic what he's doing. When his shoulders drop, yours go with them. And you feel it in your stomach. It's like, oh God, please, we must protect Jack. Please don't
protect Jack at all
costs. Speaking of Jack's mom, also on Legends of Tomorrow,
Courtney Ford.
Courtney Ford is super fun. We're catching up on the latest season. Jonna, have you watched Legends of Tomorrow at all?
Aside from the crossover stuff.
No.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, I'll tell you what, that show just by itself is just fun. You don't have to know anything really about any of the comic book characters and stuff like that.
No.
And the thing I mentioned it last night when we were catching up, they embrace, because they have a new show open. They just embrace how goofy that show is. We're not trying to be a big drama or anything else. We know that this is just a band of misfits, and the storylines are cheesy, and we're going to play up to it. And it's great. It takes no effort to watch it.
Brandon Routh is hysterical.
Yes.
I
He's
love
like,
Brandon Routh.
he is
Such a crush on him.
His character of Ray Palmer is just, he's like literally a ray of light all the time.
Mhm.
He's just so
What
lovely.
a good name for him to have,
Yes,
then.
it really is. But yeah, we had gotten behind and forgot about it. And as I was watching it, I was like, man, Jonna would love this show because it's all the superhero stuff, but they don't take any of it seriously. But then it has that effect, kind of like a Scrubs, where you're having so much fun and laughing about things. And then all of a sudden, something happens to one of the characters and you have that, oh man, I love these characters. I hate that this is happening. It's just, I don't think it's getting talked about enough.
It's probably a super underrated show. I think because Arrow was out and then The Flash was out, and then everybody was just so worried about Arrow, which I still have not finished. I don't think I'm ready to finish Arrow yet. I'm really in denial about the fact that it's actually over. But everyone was so focused on The Flash and Arrow that Legends of Tomorrow, they were kind of in between. They were like, and it's kind of like where all the one-off characters from Arrow went.
Like Katie Lotz is, Sarah Lance, and then, but I mean, even in the earlier seasons, having John Barrowman and coming in, and Neil McDonough as Damien Dark, and that, I mean,
that they revived Constantine without having to revive the show.
Yeah.
He's a regular on the show, and
it's really good.
Like this season, there was a storyline that started last season that continues into this current season that is, I mean, really wrapped around his character. And it's so fun because that was a show that should not have been canceled as soon as it was. And his character is just fantastic.
Yeah.
What about, can we talk about, you mentioned Katie Lotz. That girl has been she's like the last woman standing. She was in Arrow from the beginning.
Yep.
And that, and she has made her way through, and she's the captain of the ship on the show. It's just, it's awesome to see from where that character went, where you thought, she was just the sister that
the ditzy little sister
that Ollie messed around with. And you didn't think, I mean, I never would have expected at the beginning of Arrow to see Sarah Lance where she is right now.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Well, and I mean, and her character just, I mean, they just grew it into be such a badass, and she continues that role. But the cool thing about Legends of Tomorrow, they still incorporate, that she's still got that assassin skill set, but they've humanized her a lot more as well. So the way they've turned that character into what it is they've done a fantastic job with it.
Yes. And now let's talk about Jonna. Are you going undercover, Jonna? Just in the middle of us?
I turned my air off before I got on the Zoom call with you guys because, I was very cold. But I'm still cold, and so I was like getting a chill. I was like, okay.
Oh,
this is my new sweatshirt I bought at Target.
Oh, that's awesome.
That is an awesome Marvel sweatshirt. You got that at Target?
Yeah.
Oh, that is sweet. I like it. But
like $25.
I looked away for a second, and then I looked at the screen, and you were like totally in your hoodie. I couldn't see your face anymore. And you're at your sketchy government job right now at an undisclosed location. Well,
this is a men's 2XL, so it's pretty big on me. But it's it was the last one that they had in the store, and I was like, well, we have to buy this.
Oh, hoodies are made for comfort.
Oh, yeah.
So.
Oh, my gosh.
I buy them really big.
Yes, me too.
No, she doesn't buy them really big. I buy hoodies and she steals them.
That's not true. This one you bought for me.
I did buy that one for you.
It fits me. It does not fit you.
Yeah. Well, both of you steal my hoodies. As a matter of fact,
this one is.
You gave me that hoodie while you're trying to talk. Okay.
Okay. Whatever.
I was like, I'm gonna steal it, and you were like, well, you could just have it.
Okay. That's true.
You weren't going to keep that hoodie either way. I'm just kidding.
That was the only Cancer Sucks hoodie that we even made. I special ordered that for Patches. And I don't think you wore it once.
I did.
Did you wear it one time?
I wore it one time.
And then Jonna.
Yeah, I wore it too. I actually wore it to the Vogue. And when we were setting up, I got too hot and took it off and put it in the car.
Oh, that's right. That's right. By the way, all of this just, coming together. I love how life does that. The Cancer Sucks party from a couple years ago where we granted Edward's wish.
Oh, that was so fun.
He's a little boy who loves Fortnite and gaming, and his favorite character in the Disney universe is Goofy, which is just fantastic.
Yeah.
This just makes me think of the video that you made where they went and he met Goofy. I was like, oh,
I know. So Edward is doing fantastic, and he's going to be on our Wish Kid esports team playing against the Pacers on Tuesday.
Oh, that'll be fun.
Yes. So if you're listening to this as the episode dropped, if you will, Tuesday, August 18th, our Wish Kids are going to be on the Pacers Gaming YouTube channel playing NBA 2K and Minecraft, Fortnite, and I get to be on there as the representative of Make-A-Wish. So so that's going to be really fun. So you can tune in 5 to 8 Tuesday, August 18th. And if you missed it, it will still be posted on the Pacers Gaming YouTube channel, so you can go back and watch it.
It'll be there forever.
Forever. So I can't screw things up. They have 56,000 subscribers.
That's
I know, Jonna. It's a lot of pressure.
Way for me.
And I'm the Phil guy. Like, when something goes wrong, I have to keep my cool and talk about Make-A-Wish and other things while they're fixing things in the background.
You need to get some fun facts about Pacers players. That's what you need to do.
Mm-hmm.
Start spitting out facts.
Well, I've got my Wish Kid roster because I've been assembling those kids. So I'll be able to do that. And I don't expect, I should say, everything's going to be great because these guys are professionals, right? Mm-hmm. The X factor in this is that you're dealing with a whole bunch of kids and also parents who don't even know how
understand the technology.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So the fun conversations I've had this week about explaining to some of these parents about how they're going to get their child into the room with the pacer to play the game. And then some of the gamer IDs that they've had to give to me, and then they're embarrassed. They're so goofy.
Oh my gosh. It's because they're kids. Kids don't care about their gamer IDs. They're just like, oh, this sounds great. Let's do this. And then it's their gamer ID for 10 years.
Right. Did you do that? Did you do that with emails? My sister had a ton, she changed her email.
Oh, she had 6 emails.
She would, every time she had a new crush on a new guy in a band. I mean, her email was Panic at the Disco Lover 1912, something for a while. And then it was Story of the Year or something. And for some reason, she still got some handles that is Lovely Ducks that I don't even know what that's about. She was just going through that phase where she was, figuring out who she was. And every time she started a new thing, she started a new email.
Nope.
Didn't do that?
No. My email has literally always had my name in it, either my first name or my last name.
What about, did you have a MySpace page?
No, I think I was kind of young for MySpace. My parents weren't really into the whole, social media thing. They were like, no, I didn't get a Facebook until I was a sophomore in high school.
Oh, wow. Yeah. I have to tell you, I'm sad for you because MySpace was so pure, so good. It was everything that social media should be. We had our friends. We got to play our favorite songs. Everybody was happy. No one was fighting. It was R.I.P. MySpace.
It was a simpler time.
It really was.
No, I didn't have MySpace.
Did you have a MySpace, Patches?
I fought social media for years until I literally joined Facebook first because with you being on the morning show that, your whole platform basically went to social media, and I joined just so I can keep up with my social life, so I knew what the hell we were going to be doing.
I think I had a Twitter first.
Did you?
I think I had a Twitter and then a Facebook.
And MySpace.
My very first Twitter name was pretty lame though.
What was it?
It was Miss Sweetie Pie 17. In all capital letters, matter of fact.
Why was it Miss Sweetie Pie 17?
I don't know. It just popped into my head. I was like, this sounds great. Let's do it. And then eventually I was like, you know what? Maybe we should change it.
I wish you'd go back to it. Miss Sweetie Pie 17.
No. I literally changed my Twitter name so Kitsy could tag me on Twitter.
Oh, yeah. Because she couldn't find you anymore. Yep. So, yeah, that's good. You aligned your brand, Jonna. Yes, you're the same thing on Instagram and Twitter now. That's great. How do we find you? Because you got stupid underscores going on in yours, right?
Well, they wouldn't let me, because apparently there's other people out there named Jonna.
What?
Use me. I know, right? But on Instagram, it's Jonna _, and then on Twitter, it's Jonna _.
Mm-hmm. All right. Poo, choo, choo, pow, pow, ping, poo, poo, bum, 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 bum. Wah, wah, wah. It's time for What's Jonna. What? Wait. Edit.
3, 2, 1.
It's time for What's Got Jonna Weeping.
That's exactly what I sound like when I cry too, matter of fact.
I knew it.
Well, I recently discovered a show on Netflix, and I was very sad when it ended because it ended on such a cliffhanger. And I was sitting there, I was like, oh, great, next episode. And then it was like, you can watch this recommended show. And I was like, what? I don't want to do that. So I had to sit there and be sad.
Oh, no.
And it's called Ashley Garcia, Genius in Love. And it's kind of a kid's show, but it's more like a casual, it's live action.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
I realize I have to make a difference now when I talk about things. But it's about this girl. Her name's Ashley Garcia, obviously. And she's like a genius, literally. She's 15 and she has like 3 PhDs or something like that. Like she's very smart. And she leaves her mom and goes to live with her uncle so she can have this job at this robotics company or something. They like work for NASA.
Ooh.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I like this. Katie would like this.
She might, but it's not really centered around her job. It's more centered around her trying to be a teenager. Because she doesn't have a teenage life. You know, she's super smart. She's got PhDs. She's got like a big people job. So
like a Doogie Howser scientist.
Yeah. So she just needs to be normal. And so her uncle's a football coach, and she makes all these friends, and then she has like this boyfriend. But then she starts to like this other guy who's liked her literally the whole show. But then turns out her best friend also likes this guy, but her best friend tells her first. She likes the guy, and so she's like, oh, okay, well, I'm not going to say anything. So you go ahead and you like this guy, right?
Oh, no.
Her best friend and this guy start dating, and then so she starts dating someone else who's a football player, and he's really dumb.
Oh, no.
He's very dumb.
Oh, that's not going to work.
His character is hilarious, but he is not very smart.
Just playing the stereotype.
Yeah.
Have you ever had that happen where you liked someone and then you found out your friend liked him, so you love your friend enough that you sacrifice your feelings? Never.
No.
Okay.
No. I was always the guy that everyone loved the most, so I never had that problem.
Really?
Well, kind of happened to me, but not really. I thought you were gonna say that I liked somebody and they turned out to be dumb. I was like, yes, that's definitely.
Me too. I won't mention names. I love you, Patches.
You got this.
With someone else. I don't know why you assumed it was you.
Right.
Weird.
I'm sure she dated people before she married you.
I did.
Did you?
Dumb people. Really dumb people.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
You're
the
making
smartest guy she's ever been with.
You are.
I feel so much better. I mean, sounding from the pool, there, I mean, it's not going to be that much hard. It's not going to be hard to be the smartest guy.
I was trying to think if I dated a smart guy. I don't think I did.
There's not a lot of them out there, I will tell you. I don't love men, but some of them are not very smart.
You can find all the smart guys on the Kind of Nerdy Dudes podcast. Cha-ching, part of the Just What I Needed network. Woo. All right, back to you, Jonna.
So they all start dating. Everybody's so happy or whatever. So she turns 16 and she's Hispanic, but she never had a quinceañera because she was getting her PhD. So her uncle throws her this surprise quinceañera. It's his sweet 16 party. Mm-hmm. So he throws her this quinceañera, and oh my God, I cried so hard during that whole thing because the whole day everyone was trying to keep her away because they're like, oh, it's a secret. So they're trying to keep her from like going to the place where they're having the party at.
Mm-hmm.
And like she gets there, she was like so mad when she got there at first because she was like, I can't believe this day just turned out to be so crappy, blah blah blah, whatever. She's like going off, and she goes in, and she goes into the place, and everybody's like surprise. She was like, oh my god, like crying, and I was crying because her and her uncle sang the song together, and he like put all of them together for her because she's never had a kid life, and he wanted her to have like that experience or whatever.
Oh, that's so nice. You know, I worry about the kids that are having this life in the pandemic right now. Number one, are they going to be dumb, which is what we were just talking about? Because how is this education thing even really working out?
Yeah.
Right. And then number two, how are they going to, they're not going to have any stories to tell of, like, you know, well, did you have a grade school crush? Well, was this one kid in the Zoom box that I always loved.
Right. This one kid's Twitter handle was that I liked, and
I always loved that every day he changed his name to something else really cute, and he would use the hand emoji to applaud the teacher, and I thought it was cute. Like, what are they gonna say? Like this. They're existing in Zoom boxes. God.
Meet cute. Oh my god. So we were down in the lobby having a meeting.
God. Oh yes, this is Jonna's sketchy job. She disappears for weeks at a time. She can't tell us what she's doing. She claims
I tell you guys what I do. Literally, I tell you every single time.
Okay, she
she's doing what work for the CIA, I think.
Yeah, she like plays the role of dead bodies in the street or something like that, and they do the red tag like they're gonna kill her, but she's okay.
Yeah.
They don't kill her. And then, this is what Jonna does. So anyway, that's what she's doing right now. Go ahead, Jonna.
Anyway, we were having a meeting, and like we had a meet up in the lobby, and they had like take our temperatures and stuff. And so we're sitting there, and the TV and the lobby's on, and I just so happened to look over, and there's this commercial for this limited series on Freeform, and it's literally called "Love in the Time of Corona."
Oh my god.
Of course,
I was like, are you doing this right now? Are you serious?
Oh Jesus.
Well, the question that I have immediately for that is, how did they film it? So is it all it's an entire show probably over Zoom or something like that, right?
No, like all of the shots that they like in the preview, they were like people hugging and all of that. I was just looking at it like, I don't understand. I was like, they gotta have the Rona now, like that.
Right.
Yeah, the love interest, they hug, they get the Rona, and then they die.
If you know anything about love in the time of Rona, there are no hugs.
No.
Right.
Exactly.
There are some plot holes already in this thing. And that's on Freeform, you said?
It's on Freeform. I was like, that seems like a very Freeform-esque type show.
Right.
Yes. All right. What else?
Then I watched this movie called Work It, and it's got Sabrina Carpenter. I think that's her name. She's a singer. And Jordan Fisher, who was John Ambrose McLaren in To All the Boys I Loved Before. P.S. I still love you. Just saying. He's a very handsome man. I quite have a crush on him.
I will have to Google him.
He's a very handsome man.
Okay. Is this a cheerleader movie?
It's a dancing movie.
Dance. Okay, I saw something. I like a quick preview for this.
Yeah, it was really.
I remember seeing the quick preview and being interested, and then thinking, I think I'm too old to watch that.
No, it's really good.
It is okay. All right.
And Sabrina Carpenter, for her to be a singer, and definitely to be a singer, you kind of have to have a little bit of rhythm. I feel like she did a really good job at playing the girl who does not know how to dance at all.
Oh.
Watching her dance made me cringe so hard. I was like, oh, no, this is terrible. Why are you doing this to me? Like, this is awful. But her character goes to this interview at Duke, which is the school that her dad went to. And
go Duke.
I know. And the guidance counselor was like, you need more stuff on your credentials or whatever. And her school has this dance team that's great, I guess.
Okay.
But she's like the lighting person for the dance team. She's not actually on the dance team, but she kind of makes it seem like to the counselor that she's on the dance team. And so the counselor's like, oh, I'll come see you at this competition or whatever. She's like, what's happening? But her best friend's on the team. And so then she goes to the audition and of course she doesn't make it. She's like, you know what? I'll start my own team. I was like, this is not Bring It On. Like you can't just like start a dance team. Like, okay. So she takes her best friend from the dance team and then they'll go and make their own or whatever. And then they're trying to get this choreographer, which is Jordan Fisher's character. And he's like, no, I'm not going to help you. I'm not going to choreograph anything for you because he hurt his knee, which ended his dancing career.
He's bitter, sure.
Yeah, so he was like, I'm not going to help you, whatever. But then he ended up helping him. And I think she goes, the cliff, it's not like a cliffhanger, but like the ambiguous ending was that she might go to NYU and not Duke.
Oh.
Yeah.
Terrible choice.
So
always go to Duke.
Yeah. So, but
I'm a big Duke fan, Jonna.
Are you now?
I just heard 3 of the 5 people that were listening just turned it off because I said that. I get that it's not cool. Not like it's cool to hate Duke. I understand. I grew up watching Duke because my dad would teach me all the plays that Coach K would come up with. And so it's not my fault. My dad made me a Duke fan. My youngest brother is named Christian after Christian Leitner. It's a whole thing. Oh, yeah. It's
that is commitment
deep,
there.
Jonna, who then went on to probably be one of the most hated players in the NBA.
Yeah, ever.
My poor brother.
So terrible.
All right. Well, thanks, Jonna. We appreciate it. What are you going to be watching, catching up on, doing in between your sketchy job?
I'm going to try. Lord, give me strength. I'm going to try and read Midnight Sun.
You are.
I'm going to try.
I have heard it's painful.
It is. Maybe, honestly, I sat and read this book for like a good hour, and I'm probably only 30 pages into it.
So what I've heard is it's just like from Edward's perspective, everything is just drawn out and long, and yeah, I can tell from your face, like, yeah.
It is, and like, I literally thought it was just me because I haven't actually like sat down and read a book in like forever. And so I was like, maybe I really just don't have the attention span to read anymore. But I think it's literally how the book is written. Like, because Twilight, like, I was done like that. But this book's, hang on.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the Twilight books are quick reads. And I don't know if she thought maybe because the audience has grown up that she had a little more leeway to just go in depth. But I haven't heard that it's terrible, but I've heard everyone has said that it's
hard to read. It's literally Twilight, because I went and I looked at the Twilight book. Like I looked at the last page of this book. And I looked at the last page of the Twilight book. And it's literally Twilight, just Edward's perspective. And it's this thick.
Oh my gosh.
Jesus.
That's like twice the size of the first Twilight book.
It's 658 pages.
What?
Oh my God.
Yes.
No way.
658 pages.
Oh my gosh.
And it's so hard because the way she made Edward think is not an easy read.
Okay.
Like I've read books where people are overthinkers.
Mm-hmm.
But his overthinking is, I can't like explain how his overthinking is. It's just really odd. And in like in Twilight where, he's gone for like days or, whatever. It's explaining like what he was doing in those days that he was gone and what he was thinking and stuff like that. And I'm like, okay, well, I can get why it's going to be longer, but I'm like, almost 700 pages of what? Like,
right.
Wow.
I'm literally,
well, and you know that
page 31.
Oh, good Lord. And you can't handle it.
I think it's so hard. I don't like.
Well, I'm bummed because I was interested, and there have been people who said as you get into it, like that Edward is kind of difficult to follow, but you get more of the backstory of the other characters, so that's interesting. But they're gonna make, I don't know if you heard it, but they're making more books. She's gonna, I assume. I mean, the only one that I could imagine I would love an Alice book, because Alice was, in my mind, she was the most interesting character of the series.
Yeah, I mean, and we really didn't get her like backstory, really.
Right.
Like we got, Rosalie's and we got Jasper's. We really didn't get Emmett's, but I mean, we know that Rosalie turned him so she could have him or whatever. But I really want to hear Carlisle's story.
Carlisle, yes.
Yeah, like I would love to hear his story.
In a Carlisle movie, woo, that would be great.
I would love to see me some Peter Facinelli, okay?
Yes. You know Peter Facinelli.
Oh, yeah, guy from Fastlane.
He was in Fastlane.
Yeah.
Yep. He's Carlisle.
Man.
Whew. It's a pretty vampire.
Is he?
Yeah.
Very pretty.
Oh, yeah.
Like, pasty white with just the blondest hair you ever saw on a man, and just took my breath away. I was watching Twilight the other day. When he walked into the ER, I was like, oh, God.
Yes, and very different because in Fastlane, his hair is grown out. It's darker. He's got kind of like
shadow.
He's kind of the cool, scruffy guy, you know. And it's not at all what he is. When I saw him in Twilight, I was like, I almost can't believe that's the same person.
I think it just really, besides the fact that he has a pretty face, I love the way he talks.
Yes,
he doesn't talk too slow, but he just enunciates, and it's just so smooth, just like butter. Oh.
He's very sophisticated.
Just like a fountain pen, just so smooth. yeah. So I'm going to try and read Midnight Sun. I don't know if it's going to happen because my attention span for this book is really, really short.
Well, I'm going to try to get Shelley. Alana's going to join us for one of the upcoming episodes, Alana King, vlogger of supernatural fame. And then Shelley from Conquest. She still works with Creation Entertainment, but she essentially, like everything that she does, she got her start working the Twilight conventions. She did marketing. And so it's like, I know she was so excited about this, as so many people were, that I'll be interested to hear, from her perspective. Or does she have to say nice things about it because she works for Creation? I don't know. Are they going to do Twilight conventions again?
Yeah. It's just literally, essentially, you're rereading Twilight.
Except it takes longer. Oh, do we need to go for the 500 stuff? Is the 500?
I've got it recording.
You got it recording? Okay. It's weird to have the Indy 500 in August because it's such a important thing in May, but the race is next weekend. And so qualifyings are going on now. So we're going to go watch that. We're going to be kind of nerdy, I'm sure, on the Kind of Nerdy Dudes, that Patches and the Dudes will talk more Indy 500 stuff. And then I am hopeful that the next time you hear us, that we have a couple of really cool guests coming up. Number one, we have Stephen Seamus, who is the mastermind behind Ace. Ace Comic Con. So all of those cool cons that you've been to, we're going to talk with him because he's a super nerd like us. And then Chad Michael Collins back on the Kind of Nerdy Girls coming up. Yes, go ahead, Jonna.
I just have one more thing to say.
Yeah.
Did you guys see the preview for Tom Holland's new movie?
With Robert Pattinson?
Yes.
No, because I don't want to see them being creepy killer things.
Okay, I just want you to know that Robert Pattinson's character.
Yes?
He's a preacher.
Oh, dear.
But like a Southern preacher.
Oh, no, he is not.
No. Southern
Oh,
accent.
oh, God. Oh, God. And this is what he's doing before putting on the bat suit. Oh, God.
Man, I need you to at least watch the trailer.
All right, I'll watch the trailer. I will.
Like a couple of scenes where you can see him talking with the accent. I was like, that's not your voice. Stop it.
Is it worse to you than what you thought of Daniel Craig in Knives Out?
It's a little bit better, actually, I would say.
Wow, really?
Like if I didn't know Robert Pattinson, if this was like the first thing that I ever saw him in, I would believe that he could have a Southern accent.
Really? All right. Well, thanks, Jonna. Good luck on your sketchy government job.
Thanks.
Play dead well. All right. All right. We are in all the places, including YouTube. Jonna just found out you can listen to us on YouTube and watch.
I already knew that. I'm just saying, like, we never put these videos on YouTube.
You'll never see this episode, but you can hear this episode on YouTube and Apple Podcasts and Spotify and all the places. And what we really love is that so many of our Kind of Nerdy friends have joined us in the Kind of Nerdy Network. So we're not just talking to ourselves, we're talking to you about all the Kind of Nerdy things. So join us on Facebook, Kind of Nerdy Network.
I want to get like this Chris Evans movie.
Yes? Oh, that's right. Yes, when we get to 1,000, the great Chris Evans giveaway. Woo, choo, 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 choo. Coming soon, the great Chris Evans giveaway. Woo, choo, choo. This show has been brought to you by Robert Pattinson's terrible accent. Choo, 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 choo. Thanks for listening. All right, thanks.